So the course takes place in Alice Springs and Tempe Downs and Uluru, and it's led by two incredible women who are also Indigenous elders, and the Aboriginal peoples are so generous with us in the Northern Territory, just welcoming us into community and taking us through their perspectives of law and land and culture and the impact of colonialism on the communities in which they live. It's very difficult actually to pin down any one or even a number of experiences, because the entirety of the course was so carefully curated to take us from situations where we were, as law students and teachers, were very familiar. We went to courtrooms, we were talking with people who work in the criminal justice system, and then moving to be sitting at the base of Uluru and hearing stories from the traditional owners about the importance of that sacred site and the land and the stars and the first systems of law that were in Australia. I think one of the greatest privileges for me was to listen to a member of the stolen generations, to be in the room with someone who was willing to share with us their stories about the trauma of that period, and to have a real sense not just of that trauma, but of the incredible hope and resilience of the communities and the leaders in those communities now. One of the incredible things about this course is the fact that it does take students out of their comfort zone. And we spend so long in a classroom that a classroom can be quite a confronting space when you're learning new things, but it is a familiar space for law students. It's certainly a familiar space for academics. And we're talking and learning in a language that we have been used to. We speak in terms of legal concepts that we're long familiar with. The course in the Northern Territory is encouraging us to leave all those preconceptions behind. We're not learning from books. We're encouraged not even to write down notes, but really to take everything in a way that Indigenous law and principles would have been taught to the First Nations peoples before white settlers came. It's an oral tradition, and that's what we're being encouraged to learn. But until you remove yourself from your comfort zone, you can't really force yourself to think about things from a different perspective, and that's the true value of the intensive experience. It's an opportunity to really question your understanding of what law is and what Australian law is and should be. It's an opportunity to think very deeply about your place as an individual and as a person who, at the end of an AU law degree, will have incredible opportunity and incredible responsibility. And I think having the chance to go to the Northern Territory, to be on country, to be invited by Indigenous peoples into their community is something that is unique and something that you can't replicate outside of ANU.